I want to talk to you about Trump's miscalculation when he decided to start trade tariffs against China. And let's go first with the facts. He originally did a tariff on steel and aluminum, which was general, and the Chinese responded with a small retaliation of 3 billion. Then he went for 60 billion tariffs against China, and they came back with 60 billion. And now he's talking about another 100 billion. The purpose of these tariffs is supposed to be to eliminate the stealing of our technology, and their requirement in China that certain companies have to be partner with Chinese in order to invest in China, so that the government can then steal the information and get the trade secrets, which is a legitimate and reasonable objective. However, the strategy of imposing trade tariffs on China, I don't think is going to work. And the reason is the following. But before I tell you my thinking, I want to speculate on Trump's thinking and explain why he came to this conclusion that this strategy would be successful. He thinks that the United States is in a stronger negotiating situation or position because we have a trade balance with them. That's why he says we can't lose if we're already 500 billion in deficit with China trade. He thinks they need us because they sell more goods to us than we need them. So he looks at it as a businessman, and he sees the other side and says, they're in a very weak position because they need us more than we need them. So we just need to put some pressure on them, and then they're going to cave. But here is the miscalculation. The miscalculation is that Xi, the president of China, is a dictator in a communist country, and they just named him president for life. So he has no pressure. There's no pressure from the Chinese who are going to suffer from these tariffs. There's no pressure from the press. There's no pressure from any political opponents. All of which is not true in Trump's case. He's immediately get pressure from the stock market that reacts badly to tariffs because it's bad for our economy. As I've explained before, tariffs don't help. They create less efficiency, so we lose productivity, so we lose wealth, so it's a loser strategy. And Trump has pressure from, he has actual political opponents that will go and criticize his actions, and he has the whole mainstream press against him. So he's going to feel a lot of pressure, as opposed to Xi is not going to feel any pressure. So who do you think is going to outlast in that bluffing contest? Well, Xi can outlast Trump for years. Trump can't outlast Xi for years. So this is why it was a big mistake to start this strategy. What should he have done instead of slapping tariffs on Chinese goods? Well, he should have simply got together with the other countries and put pressure on China that if they don't change their rules where they continue to steal our technology, our trade secrets, our patents, and they require partnerships for investment in China, well, all the other countries, the Western countries, the allies of ours, could all do the same thing. We could require China when they want to invest in America. That might be a way, but ultimately, the only real way you can get them to change is for them to understand the truth about the economics, which is they lose when they put tariffs, when they put impediments to our business, and as long as they think they're winning by doing this, because they can steal these trade secrets and technology without any penalty, they probably will continue to do it. So I think a concerted effort by all the allies and all the other countries in the world, if they want to invest in the rest of the world, which they do, well, they will have to get rid of these requirements that they impose on the rest of the world's investments in China. So let me know what you think. You know that trade tariffs are losers economically. It's not a good strategy. In fact, I've explained, and many of my guests have explained, why trade tariffs, if another country wants to be stupid and they want to impose tariffs on our goods, well, we still get the benefit when we trade with them, and when we get their goods for cheap, for free, or below cost, or whatever they want to sell it to us, just like you would at the grocery store if the grocer decided to sell all his goods below cost. Let me know what you think, and I will be expecting your comments on this interesting monologue on trade tariffs.